At 3 months old, I still wasn't at my birth weight or like when I was born. I just kept on getting skinnier and pooing everywhere, not digesting anything. So they gave me a life expectancy of 10. And then when I got to 10, it was 18. And then when I got to 18, I presume they just gave up guessing then because I'm actually, oh geez, I'm double 18 now. I'm 38 at the moment. So yeah, so it was, uh, it's probably a blessing that Google wasn't around at that stage because my mom and dad would have just like Googled what CF is. And when I met my now wife, that was 18 years ago, I was like, just don't Google CF because it'll scare you. And it's just bad news and life expectancy. And then if you live much past your life expectancy, it's not really a life. You're just waiting to die, basically. So yeah, when people see me with CF, well, first they don't think I have CF. And I've gotten a few inboxes on that as well that I'm actually making it up, which is a weird thing to make up. But yeah, I was it makes it look like CF isn't that bad, but it also then takes away from what my parents did with me when I was younger. It was like physio sessions 5, 6 times a day, and that's like clapping on the lungs and the chest, and that would have been about a half an hour each. And then things like turning me upside down and running up and down the hallway, giving like letting gravity do the work. Trying to bring the mucus up is basically the objective there. So yeah, I kind of fell into running in a way that way. I was always active. It was never, oh, it's raining out, don't send Devin outside. Like our skin is pretty waterproof. We're not going to catch something if it's cold or raining. Like so, I remember doing my first race when I was about 4 years old. I had to beat Dave McCarthy from last year or last week, or sorry, this week, where what was he 8 when he started? So yeah, it was a run till you drop, and I was 4 years old, but it was racing people who were like 10 and whatnot, and I just didn't stop. It was kind of like a Forrest Gump moment, and they had to tell me to stop, and I can remember it. I don't remember much from my childhood, but I remember that. So I swam, played football, as in soccer, um, did a bit of gymnastics and stuff like that. But I've been running properly since about sixth class, and I haven't stopped really. I remember doing my first cross country race in my school uniform and came home filthy. And like my mom didn't say anything. She was just happy I was out running and clearing my lungs. And going back to CF for a sec, actually. So people think that we have a lower immune system or we have a suppressed immune system. We get sick quite easily, but that isn't the case if you don't have mucus in your lungs. So mucus is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. So if you have loads of mucus in your lungs, bacteria and infection is just going to thrive on that. But if you don't have it, then your immune system is the same as everybody else. And that's where they kind of, I'd probably say I'm obsessed with running, but it's a good thing because I don't let mucus settle in my lungs.
Exercise is literally medicine then for you. It clears the mucus then. So the more you train, the less effects you get.
Pretty much, yeah. I posted a video. So my first marathon in 2017 in Dublin, I posted a video about 4 days after.
Watch
And
it.
yeah, like it sounds
You
like
don't want to have
it
a light
sounds
stomach watching that.
yeah, yeah. Do I have a content warning on it?
You don't. I didn't know what I was getting. No, no.
Good.
You did say it says graphic on it, and it is. It's great. Watch is not the right way to put it. Nor I don't know how to exactly put it, but just insightful, I suppose, on what you go through a couple of days after. And I was like, my God, like sore legs is one thing, but what you were going through, that's nasty, mate.
It actually surprised me, to be honest with you as well. I usually, after a season when I was growing up, I'd probably take about a week or two off, but I would substitute with that with things like Pep Mask, which is like a breathing apparatus to try bring up mucus and stuff like that. But I was just like, oh, here, I can't be arsed doing this. I'm just after running the marathon. I should be okay. But I was like, geez, I was just coughing up loads of phlegm. So that's what happens if I don't run. And it's pretty quick. It happens pretty quickly. Like that was like 4 days. So thankfully, because of that, the new medicine that came out, I think I'm on it since 2021. I can afford to take a bit more time off. And going back to how it affects different organs, just in case people drift off and go, "What was he on about with the reproductive system?"